here I'm going to be doing some trailer loading in this episode. We've got two yearlings here. This is Flash, the chestnut, and this is Obi, checking out Holly here, who's going to be helping me today. So I'm just going to start off with Flash. It's really important to get them loading at a young age. Then if anything goes wrong, you know you can load them. Plus it's a bit easier when they're this age. They're a lot smaller, a lot more curious. They get quite curious about the trailer and they actually want to go up and have a look, which works in your favour. All right, Flashy. So you can see here, he just wants to have a look. So I'll just let him explore that for a minute. This is where, when they're this age, it's really good, because they're quite keen to see what it is. Good boy. So I just want to be moving his feet. Make sure that I can move his feet. If he goes up on the ramp, great. Good boy. Good boy. If not, I just want to make sure I can move him from side to side there, and he can have another look at that. Good. Oh, the rocks. Now I just want to encourage him up a step. Good boy. Yeah. Good boy. All these small little tries that he gives me, I want a reward. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good. So you can see he's quite keen to explore this ramp here. He said that feels a bit different. He's quite keen to go up there and have a look. So I just want to give him some space. If he wants to come up on his own, perfect. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Again, I don't want to rush anything. I don't want to get worried or stressed out. I just treat it like I'm just leading him anywhere else. With these young horses, I like to lead him all different places. So when I lead them up onto a trailer, they already know how to walk up things. Like I lead them up steps, I lead them over poles, I lead them over whatever I can find that's different footing. Good boy. Good boy. Another bonus of this age is he's quite small. This isn't a small area for him. You know, he's quite small, he can easily move around in here. When they're a bit bigger, the area is much smaller because they take up a lot more of it. Good boy. 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 I like to back these horses out at this age. Good boy. A lot of horses, when they get a fright, they try to run out backwards. And then because the ramp's on that angle, you right there? Because the ramp's on that angle, they get a fright because they're suddenly going back down on their bums. So I actually like to make sure that they're okay backing off as well as walking on forwards. He's so keen to be on there, he's not so... Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. The step off backwards can always be a bit tricky for him. But again, I've stepped him up onto things, I stepped him off of things. We're lucky here, we've got a step around the back that's about that high, and I walk him up and down that all the time. Just gets them used to stepping up onto things. So he was pretty straightforward. Let's have a look at Obi, who's having fun there. Thank you very much. It's also good if you've got a couple of young ones that they can stand and watch. They can get used to other horses going on and off, and they can get used to the noises. So exactly the same. If he wants to check it out, brilliant. They're quite inquisitive at this age. They're into everything. Just like little kids, they want to feel all the different feels and all the different smells and taste everything. Good boy. So again, I just want to make sure that I can move him near this ramp. Good. So that if he doesn't want to come on it, I can still move him around. Good boy. Again, I reward the little steps. Good boy. Oh, it's a bit scary in here, isn't it? Good boy. Yeah. Hi. So again, it's a nice big space. He's not overly concerned. He's just having a good old look around. So everything seems a bit different in here. We moved this one as a foal, and I'd done all the halter breaking like in previous episodes, and he actually led in front of the mare onto the lorry. So he'd never seen a lorry before, but again, we'd done all the pre-work. He knew how to come forwards and stop and turn. And we walked up to the lorry, and he was quite inquisitive and went, oh, what's that? And I was like, okay, well, do you want to come on? He's like, sure. And he actually came on in front of the mare. So it doesn't surprise me that he just walked straight on here. Good boy. Again, I just want to make sure that he's okay backing down that ramp. Good. Off of the step. Good. So you sometimes get a panic there. Oh, good boy. Again, he reaches for the floor. He knows it's going to be there. He's just not sure where. Oh, wobbly. Good boy. So you can see he has a bit of a wobble because it is changing angles and changing height, and it moves a little bit. And young horses need to find their feet. Good boy. And back out again. So if you watch, he reaches for the ground with those back legs. Good boy. Good boy. And that all comes from being able to go forwards and go backwards over all different objects before I do the trailer loading. And then it's pretty straightforward, really. They've shown us that's pretty easy. That is sort of step number one. Okay, I like to break it down in steps for these young horses, ideally, unless we've got some reason we need to get them in, shut them up. Then I would have them in there and I'd start shutting the doors, making sure they're comfortable in there. If they get worried, there's plenty of room. I actually just move their feet around a little bit so that they know that they can move around in there while it's all happening. Once they're comfortable that they can move around in there with it all shut up, then I'd take them for a drive. Because the last thing you want is when you go off for a drive, they're not sure if they can move their feet to balance, and that's when they panic. But if they know they can sort out their feet and stand there quite happily, then they just tend to travel quite happily there. And I find that works really well, is if they know that they can move their feet around on there and stay calm. Boy.